Hello and welcome. I'm Barkha Dutt, and you are with the Mojo Story. And as you can see on our screen, we're about to be talking to an extraordinary guest today, one of the fascinating Padma Award winners, Colonel Quazi Sajjad Ali Zahir. We'll hear from him in just a moment, but what makes his story extraordinary is that he still has a death warrant out from the Pakistan Army against him. We'll find out more about his amazing journey in just a moment, but first, here's this glimpse from him receiving the Padma Award.
Retired वीर प्रतीक स्वाधीनता पदक लोक कार्य
Now, Colonel Sajjad is a hero of the Bangladesh Liberation War, the 1971 war. But till 1969, he was actually with the Pakistan Army, then taking a principal position against the atrocities that were being committed by the Pakistan military. Welcome to the program, sir, and many congratulations. This, of course, is your third national recognition, but it is the Padma Award, one of the highest civilian honors in India. What was special for you about this award before we actually come to your journey?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me for this August occasion. I'm very delighted, and to appear before you in person is a privilege for me. You're right that I have received a number of awards. In 1971, due to gallantry in the battlefield, I was awarded Veer Pratik, which is your Veer Chakra. Then for my continued research and documentation on war crime, genocide, liberation war, role of Indian Armed Forces in our liberation war, I was awarded Sadhinata Padak, which is our highest civil honor equivalent to a Bharat Ratna. And recently I have been honored by Padma Shri. Why I am delighted about it is that I have a lot of memories of 1971, the period I love, I say. In that period, people of these two countries, forces of these two countries got together and fought together and won victory together against atrocity, genocide, and war crime. Let history say so, that together we won the victory. So today, when I receive this award, the spirit of victory comes deep into my soul, and I am truly delighted for this award. I am very grateful to the government of India, the people of India, and the media personalities like you to have so good words about you, about me, and I'm really overjoyed.
It's an honor speaking to a hero, a military hero of the 71 war. But can you share with our audience your extraordinary journey? You were actually with the Pakistan military in 1969, and then you escaped with 20 rupees in your pocket, fleeing Pakistan and then joining the resistance against the Pakistani military that helped give birth to your nation, Bangladesh. Can you talk about what happened when you joined in 1969 and how you made your escape?
Well, I joined in 1969 the Defense Forces of Pakistan with the hope that I will become a very big officer. For Bengalis to get a good job at that time was not very easy. I was physically very strong, mentally very alert, and I got a chance to join the Pakistan Army. I was commissioned in Pakistan's Elite 14 Para Brigade located in Sialkot, best known for its battle performances. When the genocide started, the tragedy of Hamlet came to my mind. To be or not to be, to do or not to do, I decided to do. It was a very difficult task. I couldn't trust anybody. People are looking at me with suspicion. But then, first time I attempted to escape from Sialkot, I was caught 4.5 kilometers short of the border. I was heavily interrogated, but I didn't give up any information. So they kept me under observation. Then my troops were moved to Shakargarh area, which is across to Samba on the north of Shakargarh. And from there, I made it to India on my foot. I had 20 rupees, as you said, in my pocket. one boot, one shirt, one pant. But
And
the boot was very.
you walked across the
I
border?
walked across. Yes, I walked across. Uh, but I did one thing before that. I was a master of map reading and night navigation, and I was good in tactics. My commanders used to always take me on their vehicle, and fortunately for me, I used to speak very good Urdu at that time, and I was little more fair looking than now. I'm a little dark now because of the many situations. But then they taught me always that I was from Karachi. It's because they were not very meticulous about it. So they used to talk about lot of tactics, lot of future plans, because right from 25th of March, they were actually preparing for a major offensive. So Shakargarh being one of the most strategic locations in the border areas, they had their divisions earmarked. So what I did when I used to be in the vehicle or in the offices, from the maps I used to memorize because I had a photogenic memory, still I have. So memorize the map references and write it very in a very small words and keep it with me. So by the time my all papers are prepared, I alone crossed over one late afternoon. Pakistanis did fire on me, and the BSF did fire on the Pakistanis, but I was in a deep gorge.
And you
From
were
there, I
alone?
walked.
And were you
I
alone?
was all alone. Yes, I was all alone. And then I crossed into India, but I was not very sure how the BSF will treat me. So I thought I will go to Samba, the bridge area. There's a bus stop there, and I had the information that that road leads to Pathankot. I will probably go out in the bus and beg some money from some people who will not identify myself and go up to Pathankot. And from Pathankot, I will again hitchhike to Delhi. I knew there is a Bangladesh mission being have been set up in Delhi and one in Kolkata. I find out the mission and that I can do. But before crossing over, all the informations I had, I put it in a polythene bag, two bags, and put it inside my boot actually. That was the best thing I could do. Why I did that? Because I thought the people of India and the forces of India are helping the Mukti Bahini so much. I have to take something back. So I took this information with me. In Pathankot, when the Indian senior officers came, they are very surprised. Am I double crosser somebody? I had a
Yeah.
Pakistan ID card with me, but definitely they are very polite to me.
Now,
And
let me ask you, it's an extraordinary journey, and there should be a movie about it, and I'm sure there will be one soon. But I want to ask you this, that didn't you worry for your life? You could have died. You could have been killed by the Pakistanis. You could have been, as you said, viewed with suspicion by the Indians. Anything could have happened to you. You could have died that night, that day.
yes, yeah, I agree with you. But then I was scared, yes. But then I have only one life to lead, and I thought I would live and die for my country. An effort. I could not stay back in Pakistan. I knew all the atrocities they are doing, molesting women, killing people in most horrific way. Their officers talking to me about their own deeds, which were too much to take. So I thought I will take a chance, and really I had a very less chance. But then from Pathankot, I was sent to Delhi in Shakargarh enclave, where I was kept in a house. Here there were more discussions, and I thought I gained their confidence. I came to know about it later on that they had actually honored me by taking the information. Indian Army had a massive victory in Shakargarh. They penetrated 56 miles inside. They took the strategic town of Zafarwal and then almost took the Shakargarh town also before the ceasefire. And then later on, during the surrender time, some of the officers told me that there were discussions in the headquarters how Pakistan armies tank rendezvous, artillery positions, minefields are breached, ammunition dumps are blown up, petrol dumps are blown up, and all that and all that. So later on, I heard that they held a court martial, And I'm pleased to tell you that Indians have honored me, Bangladesh has honored me, Pakistan has also awarded me something. They have honorably awarded me with a death sentence. That's what the officers told me from Pakistan. And they said that the order was try to capture him alive. We will execute him after parading.
I'm smiling because you are calling the death sentence from the Pakistan military an honor. Why do you call it an honor?
Because that's the biggest sign of my patriotism. The enemy gives me a death sentence that I have done too much damage on them. That's my proof. A lot of people say, what's the proof? Proof is one of the proof is this, but then they could never catch me. They tried a number of times. But then we say, Rakhe Allah Mareke, if God is with you, you will have a good destiny. So I think
spoken like a true soldier to call the death sentence that is still a death warrant out for you from the Pakistani military, an honor that's spoken like a true soldier. You then got involved in training the Mukti Bahini, helping the Indian military. Talk a little bit about that time.
This was a very interesting part of my life. I was sent to a camp called Kukital. It was a no man's land. We had 810 Mukti Jodhas there. Then we started training in daytime and operating in nighttime. Then Indian Army was very correct and said very. I come back to that. Indian Army was very kind. They gave us Mukti Bahini 6 105 pack Howitzer guns. And as I am from para artillery, I was told to start training my boys. Indian Army gave us 1 officer and 10 other ranks. We trained them only for 16 days. Then we are fit for battle. Then we went and entered the battlefield with this battery. And when the final operation started, actually from 21st of November, operation actually started because on 21st of November, Jotho Bahini Allied Forces are formed. I was with the Mukti Bahini along with the Indian Army. They have a lot of confidence in me because I knew the terrain very well. I knew their tactics very well. And they have a lot of affection for me, I must say. And I have never let them down. I've tried to save their... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, your family had to suffer a lot also. Can you talk a little bit about that? Your family house was burnt down. Family was
everything they tried to do, yes. That was very sad, My father was a soldier of Second World War. He's retired as a staff sergeant in the British Army. When the war started, my father told my mother that we'll not remain in our village. He took her to, and my 2 sisters, one was 19, one was 16, very serious considerations, So he put her into a relative's house far away. So thinking that this house will be attacked. My father had also a small house in Dhaka, in the outskirts. First they sent fighting patrol, burned that house. Then they sent this house was burned. They chased my family quite a lot. Then my mother and my 2 sisters had to cross over the border, stay like a refugee, and my mother became very sick. She didn't survive too long after that. That's another part of the story, but then they are very brave. My father, at the age of 55, was commanding a section of the Mukti Bahini in the battle. And General Osmani used to call him as my oldest freedom fighter commander. That's all. My elder brother joined the Mukti Bahini, and he was a wireless operator to Brigadier San Singh Babaji, MVC. So we are 3 male members who all fought in 71 war.
Fantastic. Let me ask you this in the end. You have also been working non-stop to keep the spirit of 1971 alive between Bangladesh and India. The 2 nations enjoy a very good relationship as manifested in this honor to you. But there have been some recent tensions. There have been some attacks, for example, on religious minorities in Bangladesh. And Sheikh Hasina has, of course, vowed action against the perpetrators. How are you working to keep the spirit of 71 alive?
Well, let me tell you one thing: war kills. War kills women, children, men, life, and most of it kills history if you don't culture it. After the assassination of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib, his family members, national leaders, history took a backseat. For nearly 26 years, we are not discussing much about 71. It was getting lost. After Honorable Sheikh Hasina became the Prime Minister, she had a lot of plans. Uh, on her instruction, I started working for Bangabandhu Trust and other aspects also. I have been going down to the schools, colleges, madrasas, universities, teaching students about the spirit of 71, role of Indian forces, their sacrifice, role of Mukti Bahini, war crime and genocide. I am not leaving any chapter out. In addition to that, when Honorable Sheikh Hasina decided that we must honor our friends of Bangladesh, I was given the task of writing the citations, and out of 347 dignitaries of the world, 229 were Indian officers, military, civil, doctors, engineers, intellectual. And after we finished this work, I requested Honorable Hasina that we must honor every Indian martyred soldier. And she says, what research have you done? I said, I have gone to their villages. I have met many, many martyred families. What do they say? I say, they hold me close to their chest and cry and say, "O Bangal gaya or mar gaya, Bangal hum log ko yaad nahi karta." I cry and cry and cry. And I said, we will do historical injustice if you do not honor these fallen soldiers. They have gone for another land, and they have liberated land. We haven't honored them. She has given me the task. I am pleased to report this matter to you that 2 of the events we have successfully completed. She decided the first honor ceremony 3.5 years back was done in Delhi. She appeared in person to give the honor.
Yes.
And due to Corona, we have fallen back. We'll finish it next 1 or 2 years. So that will also be a part of the history. And then let the new generation of Bangladesh and India also realize this fact. A lot of students in India, with whom I take classes, and they don't know much about 71, the sacrifice. They shouldn't think it to be another 48 war or 62 war or 65 war. It was a liberation war. It was a terrific victory, one of the greatest victories of mankind. And look at the contribution Indian soldiers. I would like to report this matter to all my audiences here. This is an army. In total, maybe nearly 3 lakh young soldiers entered this country, Bangladesh, devastated country.
I think the point that you make is about, the war should not be the vanishing of history is a very important one, sir.
Yes.
Because we must know our history. And, I think there is an entire generation that was in danger of growing up without knowing about 1971. So really, thank you for reminding us of that. And your own life, as I said, is a living inspiration. And of course, if we can come back to you just to thank you for all that you have done and for your service to not just Bangladesh, but for the Indian military and for that 1971 moment. Congratulations, sir, and an honor talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for bringing history to life. Again,
Thank you, sir. God
congratulations.
bless. Thank you, and thank you. See you soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.